Hello, my dear students. Today I am going to start the new topic LP spaces. So first of all, look at the definition. Let P be a positive real number. A measurable function f defined on closed interval 0, 1 is said to belong LP, or you say LP 0, 1 if integral 0 to 1 mod fp is finite. So we are taking one special case or particular case. If p equal to 1, then what we get, integral 0 to 1 mod f is less than infinity. So in this case, basically we are talking about the L1 spaces, or what you say, Lebesgue integrable functions on 0, 1. So if we are having p equal to 1, then basically we are talking about precisely the Lebesgue integrable functions on 0, 1. So from algebra we are having this identity, mod f plus gp less than equal to 2 to the power p mod fp plus mod gp. So from here we can say that f plus g belongs to LP if f comma g belongs to LP. This is the vector addition property, and similarly we can say by scalar multiplication property, whenever f belongs to LP, then alpha f also belongs to LP. That means to say when we combine these two, means to say the vector addition and scalar multiplication, we can say alpha f plus beta g belongs to LP whenever fg belongs to LP. One more thing, that we are going to define the norm as you studied in your functional analysis, that if a function f belongs to LP, then we can define the norm f equal to norm fp, and the value is integral 0 to 1 mod fp whole raised to power 1 by p. And if p equal to 1, then you know it is precisely Lebesgue integral functions. So norm f1 or norm f is equal to integral 0 to 1 mod f. So dear students, in this topic of LP spaces, there is one important theorem, Ries-Fisher theorem. But to do Ries-Fisher theorem, first of all we have to do two inequalities, Holder's inequality and Minkowski's inequality. So first of all I am going to discuss the Holder's inequality, and the statement is let 1 less than p less than infinity, 1 less than q less than infinity, such that 1 by p plus 1 by q equal to 1, and if f belongs to LP, g belongs to LQ, then fg belongs to L1. Means to say fg is basically what, Lebesgue integrable function, and we have to show integral mod fg less than equal to norm fp norm gq, or what you say, if you look at the left side, integral mod fg, it is norm fg1 less than equal to norm fp norm gq. So first of all we prove this Holder's inequality, because we have given 1 less than p less than infinity and 1 less than q less than infinity, such that 1 by p plus 1 by q equal to 1. So we are supposing first of all that norm fp equal to norm gq equal to 1. Then again from the algebra, we are using the inequality alpha to the power lambda into beta to the power 1 minus lambda less than equal to lambda into alpha plus 1 minus lambda into beta. So if you look at here, I have given one small result for your convenience, that if you look at under root AB, it is less than equal to a plus b by 2, means to say a to the power 1 by 2, b to the power 1 by 2 less than equal to a by 2 plus b by 2. So we are using this inequality alpha to the power lambda beta to the power 1 minus lambda less than equal to lambda alpha plus 1 minus lambda beta, where alpha and beta are non-negative reals. So we are taking alpha equal to mod ftp, beta equal to mod gtq. So lambda is 1 by p. So what is 1 minus lambda? It is 1 minus 1 by p, that is 1 by q. So when we compute mod ftp raised to power 1 by p into mod gtq raised to power 1 by q, so what we get? You apply the property in this alpha to the power lambda beta to the power 1 minus lambda less than equal to lambda alpha plus 1 minus lambda beta. So we are putting the values here. So you get mod ftp raised to power 1 by p, mod gtq raised to power 1 by q less than equal to 1 by p mod ftp plus 1 by q mod gtq. So left side is mod ft mod gt less than equal to, right side is same, So left side you can also write it as mod fg, because mod fg is mod f into mod g, less than or equal to 1 by p mod ftp plus 1 by q mod gtq, where we integrate both sides with respect to 0 1. So we get integral 0 to 1 mod fg less than or equal to 1 by p integral mod fp plus 1 by q integral mod gq. We take it as 1. So right side what you are getting, 1 by p plus 1 by q. It is 1 by p plus 1 by q. So 1 by p plus 1 by q is 1. So what we get, integral mod fg less than or equal to 1. This what we have done the calculation in the right side, that because the right side of 1 was 1 by p integral mod fp plus 1 by q integral mod gq. So how it become 1 by p plus 1 by q? Because if you look at the right side in the box, we know norm f equal to integral mod fp 1 by p, norm f equal to integral mod fp 1 by p. But if you look at the previous page, we chose that norm fp equal to norm gq equal to 1. So we are putting here in the left side norm f equal to 1. So right side is integral mod fp 1 by p. So we raise p power both sides. So what do we get? 1 to the power p equal to integral mod fp. That means to say integral mod fp equal to 1. So similarly we get integral mod gq equal to 1. So that's why in the right side we get 1 by p plus 1 by q, but 1 by p plus 1 by q is given 1. That's why we are getting 1. So integral mod fg less than equal to 1, that is norm fg 1 less than equal to norm fp into norm of gq. So it was the case when we considered norm fp equal to norm gq equal to 1. Similarly, if we take norm f equal to 0, norm g equal to 0, then automatically both sides are equal and this inequality is trivial. So now we are considering the case when f belongs to LP, g belongs to LQ, and norm f not equal to 0, norm g not equal to 0. So dear students, now look at this part. What we do, we use the previous calculation, because there we were taking norm f equal to 1, norm g equal to 1. So here what we do, we make two vectors of the same type. Of the same type means to say the vectors having the norm equal to 1. So we take f by norm fp and g by norm gq. So if you look at the norm of these two vectors, f by norm f and g by norm g, we get from here norm equal to 1. Because if we take norm f by norm f, it is 1, norm g by norm g, it is also 1. So now we are considering the vectors f by norm f and g by norm g, both have the norm 1. So we apply this value in 1, means to say what we are doing. If you look at the bracket, replacing f by norm f and g by norm g. So what we get, integral mod f by norm fp mod g by norm gq less than equal to 1. So cross multiply with this norm f norm g. So what we get, integral mod fg less than equal to norm fp into norm gq. Because norm is a real number, norm is a scalar, rather you say norm is a scalar, so we can take it to the right side, we can take it outside the integral. That's why we are getting integral mod f into mod g less than equal to norm f into norm g. So basically what we get, integral mod fg less than equal to norm fp norm gq, and that's why we can say that norm fg1 less than equal to norm fp norm gq. So this was the Holder's inequality, in which we have taken two cases. One case was we were considering norm fp equal to norm gq equal to 1. One case was f equal to 0, g equal to 0, and the last case was whenever f and g both are non-zero, then we were taking two vectors, f by norm f and g by norm g, and then we can prove that part also with the help of the first. So dear students, next is the Minkowski's inequality, which I told you we have to make use in the Rijkswijk theorem. But again, first of all, we do this Minkowski inequality, that how we can state and prove. Its statement can be asked in your compulsory question. and it can be asked in the form of state and prove Minkowski's inequality in your long questions. So statement is, if fg belongs to LP, then we have to show f plus g belongs to LP, and norm f plus gp less than or equal to norm fp plus norm gp. Basically, if you say it is a triangular inequality for LP spaces, it is the triangular inequality for LP spaces. But first of all, we have to show that if fg belongs to LP, then their sum also belongs to LP spaces. So it is by the again the inequality in the proof. We know that mod f plus gp less than or equal to 2 to the power p mod fp plus mod gp, and therefore if suppose we say fg belongs to LP, then what we get, f plus g also belongs to LP. Because if f belongs to LP, then integral mod fp is finite. If g belongs to LP, then integral mod gp is finite. That's why its right side is finite. That means to say the left side is also finite, and we can say that f plus g belongs to LP. So a little bit calculation is given in the right box. You can check the calculation. That means to say the inequality 1 is true when p is equal to 1. When p is equal to 1. And just in the bracket, I told you that it is the triangle inequality of norm for LP spaces. So let us take the case when p is greater than 1, and then we let q is also greater than 1, such that 1 by p plus 1 by q is equal to 1. Just like we can take value of p and q equal to 2, both are greater than 1. So from here we get 1 by p equal to 1 by 1 minus 1 by q, that is q minus 1 by q. So cross multiply, so you get q minus 1 p equal to q. Similarly, we get p minus 1 q equal to p. So to prove the Minkowski inequality, we start by integral mod f plus gp equal to integral, what we are doing, we are taking p as 1 plus p minus 1. So here we are breaking it into two parts, mod f plus g1 into mod f plus g p minus 1. So it is less than equal to mod f plus g less than equal to mod f plus mod g. So we break it into two integrals in the right side, mod f into mod f plus g raised to power p minus 1 plus mod g into mod f plus g p minus 1. But we know that integral mod f plus g p minus 1 q is equal to integral f plus g. So it will get multiply q into p minus 1. But q into p minus 1 is p. But q into p minus 1 is p. We have done the calculation above, that this q into p minus 1 equal to p. Look at on this same page that we have calculated two terms, q minus 1 p equal to q and p minus 1 q equal to p. That's why we put p minus 1 q equal to p. So what we get from here, that it is integral mod f plus gp, which is finite, because we have shown that f plus g also belongs to LP. That's why integral mod f plus gp is finite. That means to say, what we can say that f mod f plus g p minus 1 belongs to which space? LQ space. Because what you are getting, look at this, we note that here we were taking mod f plus g p minus 1 raised to power q, and this value we are getting infinity. That's why this mod f plus g p minus 1 belongs to LQ spaces. Thus what we have shown here, that if f g belongs to LP, then mod f plus g p minus 1 belongs to LQ. So we apply the Holder's inequality, that mod f into mod f plus g p minus 1 belongs to L1, and mod g into mod f plus g p minus 1 belongs to L1. So again a little bit value is written in the left, that how we can apply this Holder's inequality. So do the calculation, integral mod f plus gp minus 1 less than equal to norm fp by Holder's inequality, and it is norm of f plus g p minus 1, it is the qth norm. And similarly we can do the calculation for integral mod f plus gp minus 1 less than equal to norm gp mod f plus gp minus 1, it is the qth norm. We take it as 4. But if we apply the definition of this norm f plus gp minus 1 qth norm equal to mod f plus gp minus 1, so because it is the qth norm, so it is q raised to power 1 by q. and because f belongs to LQ, then value of norm FQ is equal to integral mod FQ raised to power 1 by Q. So we can write that value as integral mod f plus z, and the value is p minus 1 q. Again, just we calculated two terms there, p minus 1 q is p. So we write it as integral mod f plus z p raised to power 1 by q. And what we can say it as norm of f plus z p raised to power 1 by q. So you can check the calculation in this box. So from 3 and 4, what we get? Integral mod f plus z p minus 1 less than or equal to norm fp, norm of f plus z p raised to power 1 by q, and integral mod f plus z p minus 1 less than or equal to norm gp, norm of f plus z p, and it is again p by q. So when we combine 3, 5 and 6, what we get? Integral mod f plus gp less than or equal to norm fp plus norm gp common. So in the outside, what we get? Norm f plus gp raised to power p by q. So it is in the left side, it is norm f plus z raised to power p, and it is the pth norm less than or equal to norm fp plus norm gp, and right side in the right box, that it is norm f plus gp raised to power p by q. So we combine these two terms, norm f plus z raised to power p, and in the right side it is norm f plus z raised to power p by q. So it is norm f plus z raised to power p minus p by q, and right side is norm fp plus norm g p. But p minus p by q is what? If you do the calculation, p into 1 minus 1 by q, but 1 minus 1 by q was 1 by p, so it is p into 1 by p. So it is 1. That's why we get it norm f plus gp less than or equal to norm fp plus norm gp. So dear students, in this video just watch these two inequalities, Holder's inequality, Minkowski's inequality. Rather, these results are important for your exam point of view, and you are looking in this completeness of LP or Ridge-Fisher theorem. We have to use these two inequalities. So dear students, read these results carefully. Thank you.